What if I told you that the courthouse drama between Melody Shari, Martell Holt, and Arionne Curry wasn't just another heated moment, but something much deeper and much darker than most people realized? Oh, what if I told you that this was more than just an argument in passing, but a carefully planned attempt to provoke Melody, to bait her, and to drag her into a situation that could destroy her reputation and even cost her everything she has worked so hard for? That's exactly what went down, and you're going to want to stay with me until the very end of this video because the details are wild. The story is messy, and the truth will leave you absolutely speechless. So let's get into it. Picture this: Melody Shari, the woman who has fought through heartbreak, betrayal, and a messy divorce, walks into court with Jason, her security and bodyguard, ready to handle serious business. Now, Melody doesn't even check for Arrion on any level, so she doesn't care to see her. She doesn't care to acknowledge her. And honestly, she'd prefer to act like Arrion doesn't even exist. But on this day, Arrion was there. And from the very beginning, her mouth was running nonstop. According to Melody's own words, Arrion was talking slick, throwing shade and trying to push every button possible. At one point, Melody admitted she almost popped off. She almost gave Arrion what she was looking for. And let's be honest, some fans were kind of hoping Melody would tap her real good, but then reality set in. Melody knew she had way too much to lose. This wasn't the time or place. And deep down, she knew exactly why Arrion was there. She was there to provoke her. She was there to get her to step out of character. And of course, Martell Holt was right there by Arion's side, like a little sidekick, laughing, smirking, and acting like an immature schoolboy. You've got to watch this story till the end, because what unfolded next shows you exactly how low Martell and Arrion were willing to go. They weren't just randomly at the courthouse, they came with a purpose. Now, let's talk about the elevator moment, because this is where things got extremely disrespectful. Melody and Jason were waiting for the elevator, minding their business, when Arrion and Martell deliberately walked right in front of them. Not beside them, not behind them, directly in front, as if to say, we own this space. They got into the elevator first, stood right in front of Melody and Jason, and kept making little comments. The entire ride down, Arrion was chirping, under her breath, tossing slick remarks, while Martell laughed, egging her on, showing just how petty and childish he could be. Melody kept her composure, but inside, she was boiling. She later admitted she almost lunged at Arrion right there in that elevator. And let's be real, if Jason hadn't pulled her back and told her this isn't the place, it might have gone down right then and there. Jason, being the professional he is, reminded Melody that there were deputies everywhere on the first floor of the courthouse, ready to intervene. Arrion knew that too. That's exactly why she popped off right as the elevator doors opened in front of a room full of law enforcement. She wanted Melody to lose control so she could play the victim. Stay with me, because this is just the beginning. What comes next is even crazier. When they finally stepped off that elevator, Arionne kept running her mouth. She made little side comments about Jason being Melody's boyfriend, trying to embarrass her, trying to humiliate her in front of everyone. Martell, instead of calming the situation down, laughed along, grinning like a kid who just got away with something. The disrespect was on another level. But Melody, knowing better, continued to walk away. And here's where it gets messy. As they left the courthouse, Arrion and Martell were standing right there outside, waiting. Not moving on, not leaving, but waiting, as if they were literally stalking Melody. Even more disturbing, Jason noticed a tall, light-skinned, muscular man standing around pretending to be on the phone. Melody didn't even notice him, but Jason, with his trained eye, realized this man wasn't just randomly there. He was with Martell and Arrion. He was allegedly trying to sneak record Melody, just waiting for her to snap so they'd have evidence to use against her. Think about that for a second. Martell had just been convicted of harassment, yet here he was again. allegedly setting Melody up for another confrontation, trying to catch her in a compromising moment. It wasn't just petty act, was calculated. And Melody later confirmed that this man had been seen with Martell and Arionne before at a place called Connor's. So this wasn't a coincidence. This was premeditated. They wanted Melody to slip up. They wanted her to look violent, and they wanted to use that against her. And you know why? Because Martell isn't getting money from Melody anymore. He's bitter, he's broke, and he's desperate. What better way to try to control her than to create drama that could hurt her career and reputation? Stay tuned, because this next part proves exactly how desperate Martell and Arrion were. As Melody tried to keep her cool, Arrion kept chirping. Melody finally clapped back, saying Arrion should worry more about her own daughter, who allegedly once said she wished Melody was her mother, than about trying to start fights in a courthouse. That line cut deep, and Arrion had nothing more to say after that. She could talk all she wanted with Martell standing next to her, but when Melody confronted her directly, she had no fight left. That right there told fans everything they needed to know about who Arrion really is. And let's not forget, Martell himself has admitted before that Melody can fight. Even he knows she's not the one to play with. But instead of respecting the mother of his children, he continues to team up with Arrion to antagonize her. Now, here's where it escalates to another level. After court, instead of simply leaving, Martell and Arrion allegedly drove their car all the way around just to come back towards Melody. Martell even rolled down his window, stuck his head out, and made threats while Arrion sat in the passenger seat. Melody, Jason, and even blogger Hannah Grace witnessed it. And this was after Martell had already been convicted for harassment. Can you imagine? This was no coincidence. This was no accident. This was Martell and Arrion on a mission to provoke Melody. And guess what? Melody wasn't having it. She later went straight back inside the courthouse and reported everything to the city attorney. That means there could be more charges coming for Martell, and Arrion might even get pulled into it too. Now, let me pause right here and remind you, don't click away. Don't stop watching, because the layers of this story are about to get even messier. We've seen Martell spiral before. We've seen him drag Melody's name through the mud. We've seen him cheat. We've seen him embarrass his family. But this time, he may have gone too far. This time, his actions may actually land him in even deeper trouble. And while all this is happening, let's not forget the rest of the cast. Kimi Scott, Letitia Scott, Maura Scott, and Marsa Scott have all had their own fair share of drama with Melody and Martell. The Scotts have seen how far Martell will go when he feels like he's losing control. They've seen him lash out, they've seen him attack character, and they've seen him drag others into his mess. And now, watching him team up with Arrion to pull stunts at a courthouse, it's becoming clearer than ever that Martell's behavior isn't just reckless, it's dangerous. This whole ordeal shows us that Arrion isn't just a bystander in this drama. She's actively involved, actively provoking, actively trying to step into Melody's light. But the reality is, she can never be Melody. And deep down, maybe that's what eats her up the most. Fans are now left wondering, what's next? Will Martell face more charges? Will Arrion finally be held accountable for her part in this? How will Melody continue to protect her peace, her reputation, and her children from this circus? One thing is for sure, this drama is far from over. And if you've stayed with me this long, you know every single detail matters. From the elevator to the courthouse steps, from the planted man with the phone to Martell's threats from the car. It all paints a picture of a man and a woman desperate to tear Melody down, and a woman who refuses to break no matter what. So, don't click away, because the story of Melody Shari, Martell Holt, and Arionne Curry is unfolding right before our eyes, and the truth will always come to light. And remember, when it comes to this cast, Melody, Martell, Arrion, Kimi, Letitia, Maurice, Anne, Every move, every word, every little action tells us something bigger about who they really are. Okay? And trust me, this is only the beginning. Keep watching until the end because there's so much more to uncover.